Township of Parsippany-Troy Hills Township Council Agenda Meeting of March 7, 2023. Adequate notice of this meeting has been provided in accordance with the requirements of the Open Public Meetings Law by filing the notice in the office of the Township Clerk and by posting the meeting notice on the bulletin board at the municipal building on December the 21st, 2022, where it has remained posted since that date. A legal notice appeared in the Daily Record and the Newark Star Ledger on December the 28th, 2022. Council meetings are videotaped and aired on Cablevision, Public Access Channel 21 at 11 a.m. on Sundays, and are also available for viewing at www.parsippany.net. Today we have senior from Parsippany High School, Lauren Smith, who will lead us in the flag salute. If you please would all stand.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Karifi? Here. Mr. DePiero has an excused absence due to a minor surgery. Mr. Musella? Here. Mr. Neglia? Here. Ms. Grignani?
Here.
Also in attendance are Mayor James Barbario, Business Administrator Jamie Cryan, Township Attorney Michael Lavery, and Township Clerk Colette Madden. Council President, we have a quorum. You may begin.
Thank you. Upcoming meetings, March 21st, 2023 at 7 o'clock is a regular meeting. April the 4th, 2023 at 7 p.m., we have an agenda meeting. Mayor, do you have any presentations or reports?
No, I have nothing, but kind of lost my voice,
Oh,
so
yes. Okay,
I will, I see some people here tonight. I'll do the best as I can to respond.
okay, thank you, sir. Township Council? Any reports? Township Attorney, Mr. Lavery?
No report, Council President.
Business Administrator, Mr. Cryan?
Thank you, Council President. I just have a quick report. This week, we had a staff meeting, talked to the staff about a number of issues, one of them being much more communicative with residents and making sure that our new website is utilized as a tool to help us communicate. The IT department with the construction department and myself, we met to work on a portal to make sure that we are putting forth a public portal to make some of the items that you may need from the building department a little bit easier and more accessible. We hope to have that up and running by the end of the month. If you can check out the website, please, and let us know what you think. Please give us any suggestions of what information may be missing and what you may suggest. We'd appreciate it. And there's also a number of job openings that we need to fill: assistant CFO, fire inspectors, laborers, and some general clerks. So if you are interested or know anybody who's interested, please go to our website and start the process. Thank you.
Thank you. Township Clerk Madden?
No report at this time, Council President. Thank you.
Township Offices, Committees, Reports, please. Don't see any. No correspondence. Bids taken.
Oh, can I just add one thing? I'm sorry. We're going to reestablish the Municipal Lines Committee. It hasn't been in effect, I guess, for over 3 years. So I'm going to be meeting with the superintendent of schools. You know, it's pretty much drug alliance. That is the governor, and it's, you know, it's the mayor's committee. But we're going to start meeting on a regular basis. So I don't know who from the council you want to be on that.
Is it possible to have, I know we had several parents that were involved.
You will have parents, so we have two from East High School, 2 students from East High School.
And we had Cassandra Neglia.
She's going to be on it.
I was also on it, and...
All right. Well, you're the council president. You can appoint yourself, so.
Okay,
So you'll be on it.
thank you.
All right.
Okay, thank you. Bids taken. February 16th, 23, remount and chassis of two new 2023 or newer Ford F-550 4x4 Super Cab Type 1 modular ambulances. 2/16/23, lease of public property. 2/22/23, reconstruction of various streets in Mount Tabor Phase 7. To be taken. March 16th, 23, two 2023 or newer front loader chassis crane carrier model LET 2-46 or approved equivalent. I'd like to have a motion to, entertain a motion to open the public hearings.
Motion.
Second.
Motion made by Mr. Karifi, seconded by Mr. Musella. Roll call, Mr. Karifi.
Yes.
Mr. Musella?
Yes.
Mr. Neglia?
Yes.
Ms. Grignani?
Yes.
Okay, the floor is open to any member on the public to speak on any matter, and you have 5 minutes to speak.
Good evening. My name is Cassandra Grosso, and I live at 787 Tabor Road. I'm a first-generation Filipino-Italian-American, and I'm here tonight as an aspiring cannabis entrepreneur. I'm a lifelong resident of Parsippany and a taxpayer. I'm a graduate of the Parsippany school system, having attended St. Peter the Apostle Elementary, East Lake Elementary, Brooklawn Middle School, and Parsippany Hills High School, class of 2005. As the CEO and co-founder of Happy Days Boutique, I'm here to propose an amendment to Parsippany's cannabis ordinance, which currently allows wholesalers and distributors to operate in town. I respectfully ask that the council will also consider including Class 5 retailers in the ordinance. First, I'd like to share some background information about me and my company, Happy Days Boutique, that I co-own with my husband, Dr. Sean Astorga. First and foremost, we are healthcare entrepreneurs. I own and operate Flow State Massage and Bodywork, a mobile massage company, and my husband owns and operates Amp Performance Rehab, a sports physical therapy practice with 2 locations in Morris County. Our current business venture, Happy Days Boutique, is a DORA-certified woman and minority-owned business that was awarded a conditional license from the New Jersey Cannabis Regulatory Commission. Our vision for Happy Days Boutique is to be a community-focused and educationally driven world-class dispensary in the town that I've lived in my entire life, Parsippany. I firmly believe that permitting a state-regulated cannabis retailer like Happy Days Boutique would benefit the community in many ways. First, the town would receive 2% in tax revenue from every sale made. According to the NJ.gov website, sales on recreational cannabis in New Jersey from July 2022 to September 2022 totaled over $116 million, and this is only the beginning. Based on these numbers and my company's financial projections, a conservative estimate of $160,000 a year would be collected in tax revenue for Parsippany. In addition to the 2% tax revenue, Happy Days Boutique will allocate 2% of its net sales, up to $150,000, towards charitable donations and town projects that align with our core initiatives. These initiatives include environmental sustainability, social equity, hunger relief, aiding the homeless and impoverished, as well as public health and safety. We will work with and support other local businesses, promote charity work and volunteerism, as well as provide educational workshops and resources to inform adult consumers about safe and responsible cannabis consumption, substance abuse, and the prevention of underage use. Second, my company would create over 15 local jobs for the community. In addition to hiring employees to operate the store, the company has signed a project labor union agreement with the UFCW to contract locally licensed union workers for construction, electrical, plumbing, engineering, and paving services. I would be remiss if I did not address the concerns that the council and residents of Parsippany may have about permitting a dispensary to operate here. I understand that a major concern includes the security and safety of the cannabis business. My #1 priority as a successful dispensary owner is to maintain strict security and theft control procedures. As part of being awarded a conditional license, my company had to submit a business and security plan to the NJCRC. If permitted to operate a dispensary in town, my company will have a professionally licensed security team in place that will coordinate with the Parsippany Police Department to ensure that our security and safety plans are in line with local municipality and state guidelines. Happy Days Boutique will be the most secure retail operation in Parsippany, with security and ID checkpoints at the storefront entrance, 24/7 video surveillance inside and outside of the business, limited customer access areas, and a staff-only accessible vault that secures all cannabis products and cash. Although zoning is another concern, there are a number of vacant commercial properties in town that are near major highways, offer ample on-site parking, and are away from residential areas, schools, daycares, and places of worship. Upon further review by the planning board, these properties may be found suitable for a retail location. I've also reviewed cannabis ordinances from neighboring towns such as Boonton, Rockaway Borough, and Rockaway Township. These ordinances allow retailers and serve as points of reference when considering appropriate zones for cannabis retail. As a final note, I'm a proponent of total transparency, and I hope to be given the opportunity to fully present my business and security plans to the council. Please consider amending the cannabis ordinance to permit Happy Days Boutique, a state-regulated dispensary, to operate in town and help ensure Parsippany's economic growth. Thank you all for your time and consideration.
Thank you.
May I respond, Council President?
Yes, of course.
First and foremost, Cassandra, thank you for coming up here and speaking. I can tell you obviously have done your research and have carefully considered where the restriction is against your business today and where you'd like it to be. And I think that it's important for us, I can only speak for myself, that in our financial times that we have, that we explore other sources of revenue. And you're a Parsippany resident, you want to keep the business in Parsippany, you obviously have ideal locations for such a business, and I'm in favor of revisiting that ordinance so that way we can keep the businesses in town that want to add something to this municipality. And so I thank you for coming up here to share your story.
If I can add,
Definitely.
don't struggle doing it. As the mayor, I know we met Ms. Grosso in my office. And the bottom line is there's a lot of things that are happening right now in Parsippany, in our high schools, when it comes to cannabis, when it comes to the paraphernalia, how it's in the schools now, and I have a concern about that. I truly do. The other concern is that, in all reality, let's be realistic, it's not about cannabis, it's about making money. That's what it's about. It's not, there's pros and cons to it, and there's a lot of things that I have to look over here from the Township of Parsippany. We can sugarcoat anything we want, how it's safe, how it's not safe, who says this and that, but the bottom line, it's about the dollar. As you said, 2% the township gets, and Councilman, as you said, that the township would get that revenues. But what cost do we get that revenue at? That's what you have to look at. There's a cost to money, as you know. There could be a side effect, or there could be something positive. But that going forward, you can reconsider amending it. That's up to the council. But you have to weigh the facts and what's going on in Parsippany. And that's what I weigh. And that's what I'm gonna look at. The bottom line is, yeah, we do need the revenue, but at what cost do we need it? And that's where I'm at right now. So I just want the council to be clear on that.
Thank you, Mayor.
I'll sign in later. Nicholas Homiak, Oneida Avenue, Lake Hiawatha. Real quick, if you have the vape shops and them little liquor bottles, I can't see anything wrong with this lady's business.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying there's other areas.
I'm here again about the leaf blowers because I never got a response, so I guess, you know, I'm never gonna get one.
I responded.
You did?
Yeah.
When?
Well, to you.
You did?
I did.
Oh, yeah, you said you would never support
Right.
anything like that.
That's my response.
And I'm very sorry to hear that. And this is gonna be put into a letter to the editor, but I want to just read Montclair's ordinance. Purpose and intent. The Township of Montclair hereby finds that the unlimited use of leaf blowers powered by internal combustion engines impairs the economic and social welfare, health, peace, and quality of life of persons residing in Montclair. The purpose of this section is to minimize the adverse impact of such equipment by restricting its use within the township. Now, all I asked for was support of a state resolution to convert to battery power. So I can't see how you could be against that. But sensible human beings are not perfectionists, but Muellerists. They believe in trying or making things better, in putting things right and improving them when they do not work well enough. There are, however, things that have to be the very best they can. Medical procedures, airline journeys, and maintaining security of bank accounts, because what is at stake? So what is at stake? Our peace and our health, because of the impact, the noise and the pollution that these devices generate. Now, in close quarter neighborhoods like Lake Hiawatha and many other suburban places, these blowers are particularly offensive, especially with certain properties' acoustics. The randomness and the arbitrary use. You never know when one person's going to begin or another person. So on any given day, if you want to sit on your steps or outside with a book or enjoy the little bit of nature we have left here, you're erased. You're not allowed to do that because of someone's business. And the bottom line is there is a better way. Instead of a lawn, you can have a habitat. It still requires maintenance, but less intrusive maintenance. And the batteries. Lithium is one of the best things that they probably ever found, and I've repeated this before. If it's done right, lithium can be recycled to the point where it doesn't even have to be mined anymore. It can bring back the quality of the stored electric power. But these leaf blowers, what they do is they're actually anti-community. They place an individual's property against the whole sense of home and a community. And the decimals are between 90 and 100 decimals. And that's just, it's unacceptable, and there's a better way. This isn't going to happen right away. And these guys make enough money where they can probably get the new technology on their own. But if the state can pass the assembly version of the bill, there'll even be certain subsidies for these landowners to land.
Nick, you have 30 seconds.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to put this in a letter to the editor. There's nothing good. It's a free market, laissez-faire, all too free, and it should have never been allowed. And we can't come up here as, well, we're concerned about cancer, and we want to do something about, people being sick. These cause sickness. They disturb the home. When my neighbor has got her landscaper over there, it penetrates my whole home. And when I go outside, I feel like I'm being gassed. And there are several towns now, and hundreds of towns in this country, that they're tired of it. They're tired of it. But there ought to be, if I have to put up with all this noise from somebody's business, I should get a tax, some kind of tax break.
Nick, I'm
for
sorry.
tolerating.
Mr. Honiak, your time is up.
All right. But ecologically unsound, and they cause more negative impacts than positive results that they can do.
Would you please sign in, Mr. Honiak? Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Dr. Sean Astorga. I am the CFO and co-founder of Happy Days Boutique, a Class 5 cannabis retailer. I am a taxpayer and a resident of New Jersey, Parsippany, New Jersey, of over 25 years. I'm a graduate of the Parsippany school system, having attended Brooklawn Middle School and Parsippany Hills High School, class of 2002. As the co-founder of Happy Days Boutique, I'm here to also propose an amendment to Parsippany's cannabis ordinance, which currently permits wholesalers and distributors to operate in town. I respectfully ask that the council will consider including Class 5 retailers in the ordinance. I would also like to request the opportunity to present our business, Happy Days Boutique, during an agenda meeting. There are a lot of misconceptions about dispensaries, particularly in the areas of public health and safety, financial benefit, and property values. I'd like to give a little background about myself because I am someone who, up until very recently, was opposed to cannabis. I never consumed in high school, college, or in the years that followed, but I used to think very negatively about it. In 2017, I suffered a brain injury, and it did not recover typically. Up until 2022, I still had some neurological and cognitive issues, like difficulty finding words when I would speak, issues with short-term memory, and physical pain from daily headaches. I had tried everything from a medical standpoint. In April of 2022, recreational sales for cannabis became legal in New Jersey. At this point, I was still opposed to the idea of using cannabis. But then I started thinking about the people who I know who consume the plant. My wife became a medical patient in 2020 due to issues with anxiety. Since she started consuming cannabis, she no longer has issues with anxiety. She built a massage therapy practice and is now in the process of building Happy Days Boutique, all very positive life events. My sister has multiple sclerosis, which is a neurological condition. In her early 20s, she had to use a cane due to balance issues. Her speech would slur when she would speak, and she dealt with neurological pain in the form of shocks that she would describe as lightning bolts that would shoot down her arms. She began consuming cannabis and no longer has this pain. She is able to run and exercise without a cane. She is no longer slurring her speech. It is hard to deny the benefits of the plant. So I reluctantly tried cannabis for the first time around the time it was legalized for recreational sales in April of last year. And you see me here in front of you. No issues forming a coherent thought, no issues with finding words, and obviously have to take my word for it, but I no longer get daily headaches. I'm a healthcare professional, and I hold public health and safety in the highest regard. As such, I advocate for the legal market to exist because it's very different than the illicit market. A current problem in Parsippany is due to what is known as gifting. This is a legal loophole where smoke and vape shops are able to gift cannabis products to up to 1 ounce with the purchase of another item. So for example, they sell you a shirt for $80 and they gift the customer cannabis. I hope it's clear, but $80 is not really for the shirt, it's for the cannabis product. The problem with this is that the cannabis is from the illicit market, meaning that no one knows what's in the product, no one knows how it was produced, there are no safety measures taken from a product standpoint, and there are no safety measures taken from a security standpoint at the storefront. This jeopardizes public health and safety. One of the reasons I'm proud to be part of Happy Days Boutique is because our business, as my wife has already spoken to, will solve this huge health and safety issue in Parsippany. Thank you for your time, and as I previously said, I would love the opportunity to present to you all in an agenda meeting so that we can show you how the perceptions surrounding cannabis are wrong, and that Happy Days Boutique will be a strong part of the Parsippany community. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay.
Good evening. My name is Kathleen Astorga. I live at 1137 South Beverwick Road here in Parsippany. I am here this evening in support of Happy Days and also as someone who takes care of, a caregiver, I could say, of someone who has a chronic illness and severe pain who uses the cannabis to relieve pain. And I am also the caregiver who's allowed to purchase and transport the cannabis. So my heart is in this as well as is support for our town. As Cassandra stated, some of these things were already stated, but to reiterate, 2% of the sales taxes will be revenue for the town. It will create job growth and work for contractors. Home property values will increase. And there are a number of vacant commercial properties that are away from residences, schools, and places of worship, and 70% of New Jersey voted in support of cannabis. There are a number of towns surrounding Parsippany that have opted to support cannabis retailers. It is important that I can support Happy Days to purchase safe and legal cannabis products. And I can honestly say that as someone who is transporting and purchasing the cannabis, that it is not always easy to find the product that helps the person who is using it for medical issues. And I have traveled very far at some points to provide this person with the proper products that would help their particular pain and illness. So I think that it would be a wonderful thing to have in our town, and I know that other people are very supportive as well who are in my position. Thank you.
With regards to what I just heard, obviously there's medical marijuana out there where you can access it. Am I correct? Well, so you can get it if you have a medical condition. What I don't understand is how that increases property values. I just don't see how that happens. I don't think it reduces it or increases it. I think it levels it out and stays the same with regards to cannabis. But the picture here for me is the fact that we here in Parsippany, our school system needs to be educated, because that's what it really comes down to. I went to East Lake Elementary School. I went to Brooklyn Junior High. I'm a graduate from Parsippany Hills High School as well. I know because, you guys said this, so I forget, I'll let you know I also graduated from the same high school as you, which is a good high school, so it absolutely brings out a lot of smart people. At Parsippany High too, so I gotta be careful. With that being said, so I'm not saying I'm against it or for it. What I'm saying, we have a way to go maybe, and we need to educate our public, because that's what it's going to come down to for the members of the council when it comes time to vote for an amendment. I'm not saying an amendment's not possible. Mr. Homiak made a good point before. What's worse, alcohol or marijuana? I mean, I don't smoke at all and I don't drink, but I think it does, pretty much the same thing, has the same effects. But if used properly, it's a little bit differently. My point is this: I'm the one, and all of us say we answer to the public at the end of the day. And I understand, believe me, I understand the value of the 2%, because we get a lot of hotel tax as well. But at the same time, if we're gonna do anything together, let's educate the public. And I know I'd feel much more comfortable, because I really don't know much about it other than what I read. So I'll let it go at that. I should have waited.
Good evening. My name is Dr. Monica Moore. I am a resident of Parsippany on Arthur Drive. I'm just here to support this, changing the amendment or adding this to the amendment. Yeah, I mean, I'm a doctor. I see a lot of my patients benefit from this, both medically and recreationally. I myself have been educated on this. It's not something we learn in school. And I see the benefits day to day, and I'm in support of that. Thank you.
Seeing no one?
Make a motion to close the public hearing?
Second.
Motion made by Mr. Karifi, seconded by Mr. Neglia. Roll call. Mr. Karifi?
Yes.
Mr. Musella?
Yes.
Mr. Neglia?
Yes.
Ms. Grignani?
Yes.
Floor is closed.
Ordinances. Gentlemen, would you please look at them if you have any questions? The consent agenda also, the resolutions.
Yeah, I did have one question. Do we know a date for the farmer's market? Or if you could provide any detail?
I'll get you a starting date, but it's gonna start sometime in May and end, the last week in October.
21 days. Huh? 21 days. Yeah, I think it's.
What's that?
21 times, right?
Yeah, there'll be 21 farmer markets during that course of period. And the farmers market will also have concert series on certain Friday nights.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
I said it's not you talk.
Frank?
Approval of payroll and bills list. CFO Leonard Ho recommends authorization for payment, authorized payment of the March 17, 2023 regular and miscellaneous payroll, estimated at $1,650,000. Payment of bills from voucher list of 3/1/23 through 3/3/23 is $2,348,901.01. Motion to accept the authorization for payments above by myself. Second.
Motion made by Mr. Neglia, seconded by Mr. Karifi. Roll call. Mr. Karifi.
Yes.
Mr. Musella.
Yes.
Mr. Neglia.
Yes.
Ms. Grignani.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Make a motion to adjourn the meeting. Second.
Who made the motion? I'm sorry.
Paul.
And then, Frank seconded? Neglia. Motion made by Mr. Karifi, seconded by Mr. Neglia. Roll call, Mr. Karifi.
Yes.
Mr. Musella.
Yes.
Mr. Neglia.
Yes.
Ms. Grignani.
Yes.
Meeting adjourned. Have a good night, everyone.
Night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night.
Thank you.